Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds. I'm Nerdarchy Dave, and I'm joined by these fine nerds today to play some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons using all Nerdarchy subclasses. And I'm cutting off Steven's head, so I should probably fix that since he's our dungeon master.
Oh
Don't cut off
my.
your DM's head and piss him off. Bad idea. Everybody
Oh
knows that.
no.
With that, I'm going to hand it over to you, Steven, and let's play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, so hi everybody. Welcome to Ashes of Ardor. This is a dark fantasy game. So full disclosure, we include horror elements. That being said, we love dark fantasy around here, and we love Syrinscape as well, which we use to get immersive and all that sort of business. So just be aware, we use that in our games and we love it. And like Dave was saying, if you want to check out the subclasses everybody's playing, there's an article, I believe, where we cover it. That's right, Doug, right?
Yep.
So you can check those out, and we're going to go ahead and dive in with a little recap. So I'm going to roll my trusty D6. I almost rolled a D4. I was going to roll a D4 because usually we have a Robin with us. However, Robin is not with us. Robin has a child now, which is super amazing, and we are so excited for them. But that does mean that they're going to be out for a little bit, which is totally cool because, you know, becoming a parent and stuff, it's kind of a big deal. So
we're pretty sure it did not sprout from a gemstone or a rock.
Oh, yes. This one was not born from a tree. If you haven't been keeping up with the campaign, then that might not make sense to you, but I promise it makes sense in the world. So I'm going to roll a D6 as a D3. We got Ted. Hey.
Of course you're coming to me, and with 2 weeks, or with us not playing last week, I've been sitting here racking my brain, and I'm like, what actually transpired? I know that we're getting close to the end here, but like we got the last pieces of the egg and we put them together, and right then the phoenix came out, and we all like were gifted some kind of thing. Some people are still trying to figure out what actually transpired. I know that the rock on my face is now green, like it was jade, as opposed to like the rocky skin that I previously had from my time spent in petrification. I know that there's like an army getting ready to storm the gates, and we're trying to get everything as prepared as possible. Am I right? I'm not.
I think you're mashing it together the last 2 sessions.
Oh, okay. Well, I am playing Strawn Graydon, the Circle of Stone Druid, and since you chimed in, Dave, I will throw it to you.
All right. It doesn't mean I know anything more than you. But I do know that I went to retrieve minotaurs, but I feel like I did that not last session, but the session before. Because also I am terrible with the time jumps. I know that I got the minotaurs, and there wasn't nearly as much fighting to be done, at least not against the Azalari as we believed, because they were beset upon by the Umbral Horde. But I think the Phoenix like kind of appeared in and kind of cleaned up a lot of stuff. So there was a lot less for us to have to deal with again. I might be doing what you did, Ted, and just combining the last 2 sessions. But I am playing I am playing a Minotaur that is a Path of the Spell Eater barbarian, which I'm having a lot of fun with. Gortham Mage Killer. Also known as Black Sheep by some of the other members of the order, but they're all dead, so I guess it doesn't matter anymore. my nickname is kind of meaningless. I'll throw it to Doug. I bet he remembers way more than me or Ted.
Different stuff. You weren't, in fact, mashing them up. Gortham jumped through the ring to go get the Minotaurs at the end of 2 sessions ago, and then got them. But we had, actually, I have it marked here. Session 10 was the last one. We returned from the wild, which is a sort of dream world, to our keep, which looked like much better shape than we had left it, and saw that like all the dwarves that we had helped, along with the marrow, had relocated there, And so we slowly pieced together that some amount of time had passed while we were in the wild. We're not sure exactly which, but weeks, maybe months, maybe a year, who knows. But we quickly, having the egg shards delved back into the deep under the keep where all the ancient lore was, and found that there was a bunch of people down there, new recruits everywhere, including Miley, who was a red-haired, freckled human who was studying stuff there, and we thought maybe she might have come across something. But as it was, after putting the egg together, I don't remember the exact sequence of events. I think the ring disappeared. Yes, right? And the cram appeared, which, to my understanding, is like a leagues-long creature. I mean, it's like draped over across multiple mountaintops, centipede type thing, and with it the Umber horde. But before that, real important to Dacitricos, my character, who is a shaggy soul sorcerer, Gortham had noticed another Aslari creeping around the keep, who wanted to speak with Dacitricos privately, and sort of called on his Aslari patriotism to basically betray his order and give the egg and its power to them. But he actually sided with the previous traitor Zanya, was that her name? Aslari?
Mm-hmm.
And the greater good and the order, and as they were going to fight. But anyways, there was a huge battle with all these Umber Horde creatures, which, I mean, we were just pushed to the very limit overnight, fighting with the Aslari against them. And I believe we left off in the aftermath of that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'll pass it back to Steven.
All right. So you guys find yourselves having rested that night. It was much needed rest. Those of you who might not have wanted to rest had probably crashed. And you now find yourselves.
Real tragically, Corvo, Myri, and Zanya all died in that battle. Corvo was the Minotaur guard that we had befriended. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. No, you are good. So yeah, you guys have rested, and you now find that you are in your keep, and someone has raised the portcullis to allow in some of the survivors who are continuing to straggle in, who maybe sought refuge in the caves nearby or other places. The air of the morning is rather heavy. Well, you tell me, what are you doing? Who's likely to get up first?
I think Dacitricos would be curled up, slumbering by a fire somewhere, or another comfy spot. Deeply, that took a toll. So I would not be up.
Ron is usually, a man of ritual, but I feel like he's not inclined to get out of bed so quickly. This has been a very trying, insert period of time. We don't know exactly how long it was since we returned, and even the time in this dreamscape was a bit odd in and of itself. So, going back an hour, going forward an hour, that's one thing, but time jumping is gotta take its toll. So he's definitely not quick to get up either.
Mm-hmm.
Gortham would normally sleep in, but not this time because he's really excited.
Okay.
He's kind of excited that there's all these displaced Aslari.
Mm-hmm.
And the Aslari are good fighters, and Order has lacked good fighters, so he wants to try conscripting some to join the Order.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So go ahead. You can find a number of Aslari, but being who you are, your eyes are probably drawn more towards the muscular and weaponed, armed and armored, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I would offer you can see a male Aslari with this shaggy sort of brown fur. He's not like Dacitricos where it's like any sort of arranged or anything, just a mess of brown fur. And he carries two scimitars, one on either sheath that's like sort of affixed to his back so he can just pull them quickly out. You also see a lady who is currently getting a bowl of porridge from a cauldron over by the way that your laundress has made. She has this stark white fur, much like Desitricos, these vivid golden eyes. And she takes about one bite of it, and then you see her sort of hide and turn, and just her long lion tongue exits her mouth, and this chunk of the porridge just plops back down into the bowl.
They're enjoying the fine cuisine. Yeah, so it is just like kind of stand in the center of them and kind of look around, see if any of them stand out from the day before. I guess I would be looking for the one that I thought was the Jakriku's cousin.
Nailed it.
I don't like that guy.
So you're looking for the assassin.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what he was.
Okay, you're looking for the sneaky one that was trying to recruit him.
Yeah.
Okay.
They didn't know anything about that, by the way, right? Because like stuff went down like right away, I think.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you had told us about it.
No, I went to talk to him, and you jumped through the porthole, and then that guy tried to kill me right then, or was it? Yeah, I think it was right then.
Yeah, right around then.
Yeah, and you.
Because I thought you like called out when when he was fleeing through the port through the gates.
I had him close the gates, but I think you were already teleported away, like you, or just coming back.
I think I recall you mentioning it. So we will, Gortham being Gortham, he probably was quick enough to catch at least a glimpse. So if you're trying to find this person, they are not anywhere in the immediate vicinity.
Okay.
The reason for that, Desitricos, is because when you awaken, you see a familiar figure just standing in the corner of your room, arms crossed, leaning against the corner between walls.
That's not creepy at all.
I feel like I wouldn't necessarily be afraid of him right now, so I'm not gonna wouldn't start or anything like that. I'm just gonna act all cool as a kitty and just do a big stretch and just look him over and see what he wants.
He nods. What was that happened?
Real quick, out of character, I'm not exactly 100% recall the events of the thing, but well, I believe the egg was repaired, and in doing so, that seems to have caused an unforeseen result. I think this kind of changes things of why you're here.
It does. I'm not here to kill you, if that's what you think.
You could have killed me in my sleep as easily as now.
You released it. You let it go.
That was the charge we'd been given by the last mentors we had in this order.
Do you know what you've done now?
To be honest, I'm not exactly sure. But I trusted in the path that the stars laid out for me, and it led me there.
I hate that you're right. Our augurs saw in the stars that it was destined that it was to come about. The Jade Phoenix was meant to return, but the way these creatures work is a push and pull, an ebb and flow. You don't get one without the other. It's like light and dark. And by you releasing this Phoenix, you have also unleashed the Umber Horde in its full capacity against the world.
We believe that our chances of overcoming that are greater with the Phoenix acting under its own will than diminishing its power to give a mortal that power.
I understand.
How has the world fared without the Phoenix to this point? It's been getting very dark out there, even despite what I've tried to instill of our people's ways in the places we've traveled.
You're right, but at least things were managed. Civilization thrives, or did. Who knows what will be destroyed now? Our homelands have been untouched by the Umber Horde for generations because the Phoenixes were entrapped, ensnared, and otherwise taken elsewhere.
Who commanded the power of this Jade Phoenix before?
Before it was the Order. In fact,
But was there
the last
an
one
individual? I don't remember there being a single person.
It was said that this was the last of the Phoenixes to be free. Ironic that it is also the first to be free yet again. But when Crom rose up the first time, in our lands, of all places, your order came. You would not remember. No one's old enough to remember. But when they shattered the egg, they cut off the Phoenixes tied to this world and Crom's. Both were banished. For a time.
If the others are freed, would another entity arise, or would Crom grow more powerful?
That we don't know, to be honest. However, you know there are at least the 3 evils that have risen in the past.
Oh, yeah.
Crom, the great hunger, gluttony. Baba, the terrible pride. And the warmonger, Zeal, who was conquered and eaten by one of the Minotaurs.
Eaten?
Their spell eaters, much like your friend, were responsible, though in great numbers, for killing their god. Their god, Zeal, one of the evils. And in so doing, they freed themselves.
Perhaps with the power our people hold and the Minotaurs' abilities, they could overpower Crom and with the Phoenix behind them.
Perhaps. It is said that the
It would be
Minotaurs had a Phoenix.
it would be a extraordinary way to show the people of these lands how beneficial our way of life is.
This is true. This is true.
I don't know how much you've traveled down here, but it is dark indeed.
This is my first time. This is my first time seeing snow. I've lived in the north my whole life, and now I come here to this alien land fighting bizarre creatures that are only told in fables to our children who disobey.
Even amongst the civilized folk, they wager the lives of their own people against his threats.
I see.
We hope to gather them here.
I see.
I'm glad you survived the night.
I haven't decided yet if I am. We will see.
No, I said I was glad he survived.
Yes, he said he's not sure if he's glad he survived.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
We'll see what this new world holds for all of us.
The stars will show us the way.
This is true, as they always have. But this is also unprecedented. This is a new time, a new age.
We can be proud to live in these times and help steer them.
Let us hope. But your laundress has made a gruel of some sort. It is not what I would call food, but it is apparently food. So I will not keep you from your breakfast, as it may be alleged to be.
Far from the delicacies of home.
Yes, this land seems starkly thirsty for some fresh fruit and good meat for breakfast. But let me not keep you from your friends.
I appreciate your coming here.
I don't know what you're planning. I intend to return to our people and report all of this.
Please do.
I hope, for your sakes, that the princes find this news acceptable.
As do I.
And he just sort of like walks out the door if you let him.
Sure. Yeah. What is that guy's name? Did we ever get it?
I don't believe you did.
Oh. Seemed awkward to ask then. Like in real. I know we just fought against the life and death last night, but what's your name?
Meanwhile, Gortham, you are approached by the white Aslari, and she sort of stands just about at your height, actually. She's really big. And she looks you up and down. So this is what you have for breakfast.
Oh, that. I mean, I try and stick with my rations that I brought from home.
Wise. And she pulls out this little pouch, and you see her slot a piece of jerky up and takes a bite and then slots one towards you.
I will take it. And as I'm kind of chewing, probably talking with my mouth open while I eat. Mm-hmm. You know, you as Laurie fight really well. I came here to fight you with my brethren, but I was glad to come to your aid and fight against the Umbra Horde.
Your people are valiant warriors indeed. I did not know that portal. What you went through it and then you just appeared on the other side of that wall. This wall. You are strange. All of you.
It is strange times we live in.
Indeed.
So, what do you got planned now? I mean, you can't just go kill an Umbra Horde and then walk away. It gets in you.
You're right. And my homeland will need me, though. Make a persuasion check, Gortham.
Your homeland might need you, but if you can hold the enemy here, they'll never have to see them. That is a 15 because I rolled a 15.
15. She looks to you. She looks around. The last battle was fought on our front ages ago, before most of us can truly remember. So I don't know if the battle will continue there or not. But there is a battle here to be fought. So until I receive orders otherwise, I will stay and help you.
The Umbral Horde, they're not going to stop here. They'll keep going until they consume everything. Because that's how they make more.
Yes.
What kind of umbral creatures does Aslari make?
I shudder to think what sort of creatures we would make. But then again, she looks out over the battlefield. You see, they've been taking the bodies all night into the morning. And you do see there are Umbral Horde creatures dragging away bodies from the field still into the caves. So we may yet find out.
Do Minotaurs, do they turn into the ogres?
Yes.
We get downgraded pretty good when we turn into the Umbral Horde.
I see.
Turn into ogres. And then I spit.
That's terrible.
It is terrible.
To think that you might one day fight a monster whose face you recognize.
I'm afraid that I may one day become the face that someone recognizes. That's why we have to stop them. That's why you and as many as your kin that are willing should stay and join the Order of the Jade Lotus. So we are the bulwark against the Umbral Horde. We are here to stop them.
There was a time when our people joined yours, but that time is forgotten. Go ahead and make another persuasion check, and you can have advantage with this one.
So, do I know that piece of lore that the god that we ate was actually one of the Umbral creatures?
Yes, you do know that. Your great valiant champion Maris ate the terrible eldritch horror Zeal, which was known as the Warmonger.
Yeah.
And also the Skylord. The spawn of that particular creature come from the sky. And if you want to know more, you'll have to give me a history or arcana or religion check.
So
any of those.
That's a 14 for persuasion.
All right.
And arcana.
Remember, you have a special thing for your arcana checks, if you remember.
Well, yeah, I can try and recall information, but I thought it was more like stuff that I already knew or things that I've experienced.
No, it can also be things you don't know, because magic sort of remembers things and can give you memories, sort of like how the elves remember their past lives.
Yeah, so let's see. Arcane memories. So it just says, perfectly remember anything you have experienced within the past month as remnants of arcane energy send temporal visions through your mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I must have taken that bit out. Okay,
additionally,
well,
you can make an intelligence arcana check to attempt to harvest memories from locations or objects as you absorb the residual magic around them.
Okay, yes. Then you can make an arcana roll if you want.
All right.
That's cool.
Oh. Well, that's too bad. I'm gonna. Well, I can't do that. It's a 13.
13. Okay. you know that these creatures from the sky are usually incorporeal in nature, which made them really hard to fight. And you know that Zeal was the patron for many of the warlocks and magisters that ruled over your people that you overthrew.
Was it the Warlock Lords or something?
That's for the humans.
Oh.
But the Minotaurs also were ruled by evil spellcasters for a time, which is why their mayors, if you remember, are called magisters.
Mm-hmm.
And with that role, you would also be able to know then that when people turn from Zeal, they don't turn into the same things as if they were corrupted by Crom. So depending on what corrupted you, you turn into something different.
Fascinating.
We were made to serve Zeal and the Umbral Horde, but my ancestors threw off those shackles and devoured that would-be god and one of their accomplices. I mean, we got big appetites, can I say?
So I've heard.
But you can run to your home and defend it. I can understand why you would want to do that, but I think it would be better if we can contain the horrors before they ever see your homeland. I know that's what I would. That is why what I want to do, and that is why I am in the Jade Lotus.
You are a noble one. And she pauses, and you would swear she's just going to walk away.
Mm.
And she turns and then stops when she's most of the way turned and just kind of tips her head back to you. I will stay for now. And then she just sort of like saunters away.
Oh, what do I got to do to conscript?
So conscription doesn't just force them to join, but then you have to do a ritual that infuses them with the Jade Fire. It's a magical ritual that you need mages to perform, and it requires at least 10 mages to perform.
Oh, that's
and
much
a
more
group.
difficult than I thought.
Your favorite.
Meanwhile, overlooking the courtyard where people are now starting to talk and mingle, there is a tower, and that tower has a balcony. The balcony connected to the bedroom where Strawn Graydon has been sleeping. Strawn, you awaken to the brisk, wintry air wafting into your bedroom, not unpleasantly, but definitely the sort of way that is going to wake you up and get your chest hair to bristle a little bit.
So Strawn is late to rise, as you know, if you allow the flashback to the evening as the armies kind of settle out and the Umbral Horde withdraws. He basically tires himself out, knowing that there are countless bodies out there, but using the green flame on as many as he can before he is just, tired to the bones. And he crawls back to, wherever, a stone will rest. And, he doesn't sleep well, knowing that there is so many more out there that could rise. There's so many more out there that, the bodies could be hauled off. There's so much life that has been squashed out of this world. And while there is new life to be brought in with the, presence of the Phoenix and, potentially, here within the order, that new life has been brought here and a chance to have victory. New evil has been brought back to the world as well. So it's a teeter-tottering of life and death and balance And it's something that he himself has been taught. And he just kind of goes back into his mantra, and eventually opens his eyes and stills his mind, to be as steady as a rock as he can be. I don't know if we've ever set any kind of leader, and I don't believe Strawn would ever, push himself, in front of, the others in his order to be like, no, I'm in charge. But being the druid, being the healer, he kind of has that mentality of, well, somebody's got to make sure that things are happening. So he gets himself out of bed to see what's going on and go see what his allies and friends are up to.
Okay. So you get yourself up. You're walking, as you walk down the stairways that are just spiraling, and the different levels of this tower, past other bedrooms where you guys have just stuffed people at this point. You see groups tend to favor keeping a room sort of to themselves. So like you might see a room full of marrow, you might see a room of minotaurs, but you're not going to see a lot of mingling there. Most of the mingling is happening in the courtyard. You do see that approaching a doorway from within the hallway going back to a room is a beaten and battered but breathing Myri, who was the spellcaster that you met earlier, and she just sort of meets your eyes briefly, smiles, and then ducks into the room.
Yeah, she had fallen in the battle, and Strawn had actually approached and checked to see if she was alive, and was able to heal her before she expired. But the others in your list had actually passed.
Yep. And she ducks into the room, and you see her kind of hobble back to the bed, and she gives you like one more smile.
I give a nod, not trying to press or talk any more than is necessary at the moment. Kind of stone-faced, if you will, figuratively and literally in this case.
Yes. You make your way into the courtyard where I would presume Desatrikos was eventually headed.
Yeah.
So you do see Desatrikos approaching from a different point opposite yours. As you come into the location, you see Gortham sort of standing, and this Aslari woman just walking away from him, carrying a bowl that she dumps onto the ground in a place that seems like it's not going to be readily noticed.
Good morning, my friends. I won't say, I trust you slept well. Not if you had the same thoughts and dreams as I did. So I'll ask, how do you fare?
I did sleep quite soundly, as a matter of fact. I'm happy that we survived the night. And to be honest, I'm happy we're not fighting my own people who had been camped outside preparing to do just that. But I think the course has been changed. Real quick, is Crom still like nearby? Like, I mean, is it that big where it's just like, I mean, it measured like miles and miles and miles long?
It did measure miles and miles. The Jade Phoenix has not been seen since yesterday's battle. And while the Crom that was atop the mountain seems to have withered away, but that's not the last of it. That's simply a manifestation that has now been defeated and is likely going to respawn at some point.
I just didn't know if we were like standing in the shadow of like a miles high centipede.
No, you're not standing in a looming shadow of a giant monster. Not at present. Unless you count Gortham, who you've now arrived beside.
Yes.
I would have stepped between the two of them and put my arms around them. And as I do, I'm going to like scoop their chins and point them at their heads into the direction of Crom. I'm going to eat that. Like my
I was just
ancestors
thinking.
did.
I was thinking that exact same thing just a moment ago.
Am I familiar with this tale?
Make a history or religion check.
History or religion? I will make a history check. That's... How about an 18?
Ooh.
18 does not do it. You are aware that there is a tale regarding a minotaur eating one of their gods, but that's about as far as it goes for you.
What do you mean you're going to eat it?
The Minotaur, my people respawn to serve. Zeal. I guess Zeal was kind of our god, but they were also kind of his slaves. We don't like that very much. My people do not wear the yoke well. And so we threw away our shackles, attacked our overlords, and we ate Zeal. I mean, those things are made of dark magic and eldritch creations.
It's interesting, as much as you dislike magic, to consume something of dark magic seems odd, but I definitely understand overthrowing an oppressor.
It fuels our rage, and it only lasts as long as our anger does, and then it dissipates like the morning mist.
Well, we'll do everything we can to help you reach that goal. After all, I believe everybody here would like to see that thing gone.
Indeed. I only just learned of your people's history from, oddly enough, one of my own people who tried to kill me.
Tried to kill you?
Who tried killing you?
That, the one that I spoke with just yesterday evening.
Your cousin? He told me he was your cousin.
Was he my cousin?
No, he just lied.
Oh, okay.
No, my character Gortham just assumed he was your cousin.
Yeah.
And he agreed.
You guys all related. How big's a litter? It's like,
You got like 8 siblings.
yeah, yeah. That was just in one litter.
Man, does the trials of this never end?
He wanted me to betray you
Well,
and give the egg to the Aslari.
well, assuming that looking at the fact that you aided in the ritual as opposed to giving it away, he apparently was not thrilled with your answer, but yet he's still here.
I think the events of the evening sort of created a new opportunity. Besides, what they craved is beyond their reach now anyway. The leaders of my people is in control of another Phoenix's power. They wanted the Jade as well. And there's at least a third one out there as well. Apparently, by repairing the egg, we released Crom. It was keeping it sealed away.
Yeah, but now he's vulnerable. Now we can eat him.
I agree. That was what I told that emissary.
Your kin?
Yeah. And hopefully his word carries weight.
So I guess the thing to figure out now is to see what our next move is. Is it something that we revive the order? Do we?
Well,
in the records we have below, do you think there's any knowledge of these creatures? I mean, what's directing them? The will of Cram alone, or?
I would imagine they're drawn by the desire to kill and to spread themselves to create more. I don't know how much thought is behind it.
There's so many of them out there, and it's sort of like look out where, because they're like out there now, like amongst the bodies, right? Like dragging them away. You said.
Mm-hmm.
Or like,
even now, their numbers are swelling. If there was some way to.
Is it a sea of monsters, or is there like?
I think they mostly are treated in the earth, but I mean, it was a huge battle, so it was probably just like dead bodies all over, and they're like kind of out there amongst them, dragging them away, right? That was my impression of it. So, yeah, like like a huge battlefield. It's just like, what are you gonna do?
Would we, we've got numbers here. I mean, do we push them back into the cave so they can't keep getting bodies? Like this is.
They are only adding to their numbers. Do you think we could rally the people, our own people, to do so after what they endured?
I'm not particularly fond of magic, but why don't you guys fire magic the bodies?
I did so for quite some time last night until I was almost, dead from exhaustion.
Do all the people we've brought here, they don't all have the green flame?
No.
Just like a couple of them. Okay. Yeah, because, I mean, there's probably like thousands of bodies, right? Or hundreds at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I started recruiting the Aslari to the Jade Lotus.
Well, doesn't that require, a ceremony and more magic than the four of us have? Well, three of us.
Well, we start off small. We give them a title. It'll make them feel good for a bit, and then when we get the magic, then we can do the full conscription thing.
I'm gonna
in the meantime, they're good fighters.
Looking out over this battlefield and stuff too, sort of like they're talking sort of murmurs in my head, and I'm gonna close my eyes and like sort of just low key summon my green flame and try to see if I can like feel any connection to the Phoenix that's maybe different from before, like and stronger or closer or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I'm sort of just trying to see if I can connect with this thing, and maybe it can at least somehow like give us more power to immolate these bodies, or just do a flyby or something, or just connect with it in some way. Just stretch out my
So go ahead. Are you casting a spell for this, or are you trying to make a roll?
Yeah, I wasn't casting a spell. I'm just I think the Citricos would do that. Just see.
So you can roll Arcana, Religion, or Insight.
Oh, Insight for sure. That's my best thing.
Okay.
And I'm going to preemptively use my inspiration the right way. We were just, I don't know if I was watching an old video or you were talking about it. But...
they were talking about it in the live chat the other day.
Is that what it was? 19.
19.
Which is good because my first roll was a natural one.
So how do you set up this meditation that you're doing?
I really just sort of, like I said, I mean, we're talking about these things, and I'm just, me personally and Astrikos are just overwhelmed by this like death and everything, and thinking like it all happened so fast, and I at least didn't really know what would happen or what the Phoenix's entity was really like. I mean, we're used to using the screen flame, but just sort of like see if I can make any kind of connection. I mean, I'm using its power and we need its help, now, at least again, temporarily. And I just want to call out and just I'll sort of imagine it as like my mane is sort of growing larger and just reaching out further too, and trying to connect with this thing, and pleading with it that, like, it's granted us its power, but if we're gonna make a stand, we have to start right here. And
Okay. Are you doing this in the middle of the courtyard?
yeah, just right where we're standing. I mean, I was
Okay.
just sort of like, as we're talking, I kind of like murmured off.
Okay. So Gortham and Strawn, you feel the air tense. You smell the scent of metal as you see Desatrico's hair just begin to bristle and rise just a little bit. Not like Super Saiyan style, but just kind of like, sort of like he's falling almost very slowly. And you see his eyes close, and when he opens them, they're just engulfed in this green fire that's burning. You see wisps of green fire sort of ringing around his body just briefly before flickering out again. And this grows steadily more and more intense as it rotates on a rhythm and just keeps spinning. Desatricos, you feel almost as though there's a part of you that's out there, like you're not fully within your own body.
Oh.
And when you take a breath, it's almost like the breath itself tenses and turns to stone within your chest. And as you feel like you're going to cough to expel it, a calm breath exudes, and you feel your spirit just out of your body. And within seconds, you're surrounded by spiraling snow and ice. You're standing atop a mountain that you don't know where you are. You can't even see far in front of your face, but in the distance, you see a green light. No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, I would, feel like I wanted to move towards it for sure.
You take a step in this deep, knee-deep snow, and it's frigid cold, but there's an inner warmness within your heart that keeps you going as you sort of struggle your way through the snow drifts until it's revealed to you there is a 2-story tall bird. It's huge and burning with this intense green fire. And it looks down to you, and you feel this sense of calm, of welcome, of solace.
I will say that I've carried your fire for a long time now and done what I can. But are we I sort of look down, am I far above in physical space where we were?
You aren't even in the physical space.
Okay, gotcha.
You are somewhere else entirely.
Okay, and I'll say that the people who fell valiantly to bring about your return are being taken by the dark right now, and if you could take what you've given me and give it to their souls so that we can start making a stand here, down there, or right here, we can do so.
The bird preens itself a little bit, and it looks to you with this very knowing gaze, and it bends its head forward and doesn't quite peck, but its beak meets your forehead. And when it does, you've returned to your body. You have knowledge of the ritual. And you're now standing in the courtyard with everyone else.
The ritual to conscript people?
Yep.
Oh. Then I'll say, is it only a second's pass and they were still talking about whatever?
So just as you guys saw this culmination and it looked like something magical was about to happen, Desatricos almost closes his eyes and opens them, and everything is stopped. And no one's paying any attention. It's nothing has happened and you were the only ones that saw this.
We need to get as many people as we can together to receive the Phoenix's gift right now. And I'll, yeah.
So, I know
And
that
then I'll just sort of like collapse a little bit because I'm exhausted. Pitch forward.
I know that there are people that we've talked to who had a desire, but we hadn't gotten there yet. So like I'll quickly begin, go and start talking to as many people and gather whoever we can in the courtyard.
Okay.
I'm gonna use more of a town crier approach. Come, receive the gift of the Jade Phoenix. You all who want to stand against the Umbral Horde are welcome into the order of the Jade Blossom or Jade Lotus. Come, receive the power of the Jade Phoenix, so that we might stop the Umbral Horde from taking ours and adding to their number.
And I will go and specifically give Valessa, because she knows a lot about this sort of thing too. And I'll tell her that the Phoenix has shown me how to grant its gift. And I want to do so for those that we can. The others are gathering them in the courtyard. Will you help me? You seem to know more about these things.
Of course, I would be happy to help you.
Now,
Does she does not have her green flame anymore.
She does, because we relit her fire.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you guys revived the Phoenix, everybody lost it, and you guys were giving it back. You three and Senta were giving it back. Senta is currently off. You don't know where, but you know that she's not here.
Right.
And so you do know how to so you do know how to do the ritual, but you know that you need multiple spellcasters to imbue it into someone who doesn't have magic. You also know it's much easier to imbue it into people with magic. So what you really need to find are enough spellcasters to imbue it with.
Well, I know, was it Mayri?
Mm-hmm.
Myri.
There's Valessa. So looking for spell.
Ortham can probably sniff them all out. He's just gonna walk.
I smell magic.
It smells like brimstone.
I don't know.
Okay.
I want to see Gortham do the kitty TikTok dance. That'd be pretty funny.
I don't think if Gortham does the kitty TikTok dance, it will help much.
I don't know. I think it's worth doing.
So, you guys do. You do manage to find Myri and Valessa. If you want to find more spellcasters, I will need those of you who are looking to make an investigation or perception or insight. You can choose those. As you're trying to discern who has magic, or maybe you're actively trying to piece together who has magic, or maybe you're just listening.
I'm gonna
do insight.
I'm gonna go insight, and I'm gonna use my Nerdarchy D20, and it did me well. I rolled a 19, so a 28.
28.
So that was investigation or insight?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna go well. We'll pick one. It's the same.
You can do perception.
I got a 14 for insight.
If that's better.
Perception is much better
14.
for me. That's a 19.
19. Okay. So the three of you do find more spellcasters. You need 10, and you have found 11 in total. That includes Desatrikos and Strawn and Valessa and Myri. So you guys have functionally found 7 new ones. They look to be varying ages, varying degrees of power. Of note, one is just an old man who can literally do prestidigitation, and that's about it. But it's something.
It's a desperate times. Desperate times calls for desperate measures.
Indeed.
Take them.
No. Sometimes you're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
I don't have any puns. Just trying to think of it. Yeah, well, I mean, I will just explain to them that, you know, they've come here for whatever reason, seeking shelter and guidance, and now the order needs your help. And if for nothing else, the Umber Horde's only swelling while we sit in here and they drag the dead away. If we grant you this Phoenix's flame, then we can at least halt that and start pushing back. Will you accept this flame? So, you know, to the people that aren't like us, you know, the lessons.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you already know that Valessa and Myri will definitely support you and do whatever you want them to do. I would like you to make a persuasion check for me.
Dirty 20.
Okay, dirty 20. So you do get all of them to agree. So they do agree. The older human man just sort of like scratches his head a little bit, and he's like, I don't know what good I'll be. I can clean stuff. That's about it. You can light a candle.
You've come here. That's a start. And now we'll give you even. No, sorry, go ahead.
You have magic. It is within you. You can call upon it. Part of the ritual is going through the process and drawing on the magic that is all around us, you know, in the air, in ourselves, and in the stones of our at our feet. It is at our beck and call. And the Jade Phoenix has power to give, but we must be the receptacles to bestow it upon those that are out there that wish to do battle against the Umbral Horde. And I'll call forth the green fire. This is what stops them, and stops them for good. The more people that can control this, that can wield this, that can use this, will leave the Umbral Horde stone dead.
He looks down and he looks up at you. Go ahead and give me persuasion. See how he responds generally to it.
Persuasion? You mean roll a d20?
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what it is.
Go for it.
Got this.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
That is fair.
Did not like the first number. Second number is more than twice what I rolled the first time. That's a 15.
Oh, wow. Okay. So he looks down, he meets your gaze, and he's like, all right, well, I did come here because I did remember a time when your order was actually something honorable.
So I'll reach out, touch it, gently put my hand on his shoulder, and I'll say, thank you. We're not asking you to go out there and fight. Just asking you to take part, and I'll just kind of begin just calling forth a little bit of magic, and I'll do just a druid craft and have a gust of wind just kind of dance between us a little bit.
Nice.
Do your best.
He just kind of like, what little hair he has growing on the sides of his head whips in the wind, and he looks at it almost a little bit intimidated and then nods at you.
It's just, come on, it's the same level of skill that he said he's got. So I was not trying to like play myself up, but show that.
Cast
Oh,
bones
yes.
of the earth.
But you're a druid. He doesn't know druid magic. It's impressive. It's different.
Not yet.
I mean, come on, he can do a mage hand and pull my hair back, right?
He's like, you've got a lot of skill, don't you?
I'm not going to, sit here and, compare all of the things, but I do have access to quite a bit of magic. I've been exposed to a lot. I've spent, time studying. Magic is something that I've cared about and have sought out. In this world, there's not many who enjoy magic the way that I do.
I can see it. You've experienced a lot. And you see that he's been kind of staring at the stone section of your face this whole time. Trying to not stare, but clearly staring, that sort of thing.
And I'm used to it at this point in time, and really not bothered by it.
And he looks to the others. Well, you've at least got me. And he offers his hand. Trenton Harsk.
Trenton, it's through you that the order will be reborn. Just like the Phoenix will grant its power to you.
Thank you. You can count on me.
That's a Tricos. Are you able to guide us in what need be done?
The Phoenix showed me the way.
Is it, do we require any reagents? Is there any setup? Or is this all just a combining of our magic to make this flow?
So,
you can speak vicariously through.
Desatricos, this is the situation where, as you begin to think about the knowledge that you've gained supernaturally, you realize that there is a chamber set up for performing the ritual down below the castle.
And everything cools down there.
It does involve injecting those who take the ritual with the blood of the Umber Horde or another corrupting source. And those who don't have magic already also have to have more of that.
Was that done to us, or is it done differently to us?
It was done to you too.
Oh.
But it's the sort of thing you don't remember. He has the knowledge, so he knows it.
We don't remember, like it was wiped from our memories or something?
Like when it happens, when the ritual happens, you pass out basically, and there is a chance that you die, and there is also a chance that you get the power.
Oh.
We shouldn't probably tell people.
So I'm the only one that knows that?
So yeah, you're the only one that knows it right now.
Oh.
And you also know that you'll need to go out into the field of bodies to face down some of the Umber Horde to fight them and collect what you need.
All right.
Okay, well then I'll speak with these guys. I imagine we're like, wait, first of all, is it a chamber down below that we have found already, or do I just like know that there is something?
You know that it's there. You know how to get to it. You guys haven't found it, but you know how to get there.
Okay, so then, yeah, I'll tell like these gathered people that, you should all get some rest. There's some preparations we have to make. It may take a few hours.
So those of you that, speaking out to the crowd, those of you who are interested, please, rest up if you need be. But if you're rested after the events of yesterday, please talk to anyone in the keep. And those that are interested to, receive this, this power, this gift from the Jade Phoenix, and basically find out from Destricos, where he wants everyone to kind of collect.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you guys that privately. That's why I figured I was trying to dismiss.
Yeah.
But
trying to use the time of us going off to do stuff for them to recruit more people.
Oh, good call. Yeah.
Especially if some of them are not going to live. This is going to go great.
Yeah, I didn't want to tell that out loud.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you want.
By the way, I'll tell you guys for sure, and them too. I think should. I just didn't want to spring it on your characters and them at the same time.
Sure. Yeah. Completely. Is there anything right at the like at the gate? Like they're not like right out there, right?
They're out there. You're gonna have to go probably a few 100 feet out to get to them.
Okay.
So yeah, if we've dismissed them, then I'll tell these guys like there's a chamber far below the keep where we'll have to enact this ritual, but in order to do so, we need to inject the blood of Umber Horde into them.
That sounds
Gross.
rather.
It's what was done to us.
Odd.
We don't remember because the process clouds your mind. And there's a chance that they won't survive.
That's horrific. I'm glad to know it clouds your mind and what have you, so that it's not remembered. But I'm not certain it's right to withhold that detail.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I only didn't want to divulge it to them as well as you. But we have all undergone it.
That is true. That is true.
But for now, we need fresh blood of Umber creatures.
That part's pretty easy.
I agree. After what we've been through recently, might be refreshing. Should we just kind of like slip out without, people do people look to us and Senta in particular as like we're the leaders of this, like the buck
Yep.
stops. But yeah, okay, so
Yeah. Yep. And with Zanya dead, who was kind of running a lot of the things.
Oh yeah. Who is in charge?
You.
We should appoint somebody to in our absence, especially if we're going out there.
How about the old guy? He seems like he's pretty wise.
I would say Valessa, personally.
Sure. Yeah, she's pretty wise as well. Wait, yeah, never mind. Is that Tamari still here too?
Tamari is still here.
Who is Tamari again?
It was the centaur that I think you met in the wild,
Yeah,
maybe?
you
Or
brought her
was it
back from the
Gortham?
wild.
Yeah, I don't remember who stranded. All right, well, should we slip out on the way? I mean, what do you think?
How long is it going to take? I mean, you said only a couple 100 feet.
Yeah, it's a couple 100 feet to find bodies. And where there are bodies, there will eventually be Umber Horde.
All right. So if there's anyone that is not interested in taking part in the ceremony, but wants to retrieve, bodies of the fallen and bring them behind the gate, so that they can get a proper burial and not get taken by the horde, that would be fantastic. And will be the front runners to stop any horde from coming in. I think that would be useful as well. And I'm gonna, step outside the gate and kind of go over to a large section of earth that is not covered in dead bodies. And I will spend a minute. And
Okay.
Let's see here. I did not take. So I will just begin incanting for a minute. And at the end of said minute, the earth will shake just a little bit, and an earth elemental will arise
Oh
and
man.
join us
Yeah.
on this expedition.
Okay.
Ooh,
I
nice.
cast Conjure Elemental. I'll
Yeah.
obviously choose Earth.
Is that a 5th level? Is that when you're new?
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay.
Hey, Strom, couldn't you make one of them a fire? It seems more efficient.
That's not his jam.
I could, but this is
Off brand.
this is more.
So you want to
more my-
smash the bodies into jam or paste, so this way they can't get risen. That
mean, if
might
we-
work too.
If we burn them, if we're supposed to be extracting blood, this would be harder to acquire.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought we
what
needed
can
a
we-
fresh one. I mean, I was
I mean, we-
hoping.
You want to bring it back alive?
No, I want to cut it down fresh.
Well, yeah, that's what we're going for.
Well, what's he for then? You're gonna give
He
him
can
all the
s-
fun?
He can squeeze the blood out
What if there are more of them than
like a
us?
toothpaste tube.
There's always more of them than us.
Well, this
Have you
helps,
not been paying attention?
This helps even the odds. And look, he's even bigger than you are.
Well, it seems a little unfair.
To them, sure.
I feel
Unless you think he's going to take all your fun.
it seems like a solid plan to me, Strahd.
Well, if Gortham doesn't want him to come, then he can stay behind and help recover the bodies of the fallen. But I'd much prefer our new friend to be at my side or by your
Stay out
side.
of my way.
Hmm.
So
Um,
can my summoned earth elemental have green, almost jade-like eyes?
absolutely.
Awesome.
So you
That's
summon
cool.
this earth elemental, and as you're summoning it, you guys do see that the jade crystal just sort of glows faintly along his face. And you see that the rocks start forming and creating this sort of body as it just rises from the ground, and it's kind of covered in snow, and it just shakes itself off with this whoom, whoom, like, because it's huge, and
Mhm.
so what are you just wanting the earth elemental to fight with you, or are you wanting it to specifically look for Umber Horde for you?
I imagine if we go out towards the cave where we saw them, fleeing towards, we'll find some.
Okay.
So it's just like pre-protection ahead of time, right?
It takes a
All
minute
right.
to cast. I'm not
Yeah,
going to be able to
right,
do that in combat.
Right.
Right. Okay. So you guys approach this cave, and the wind has died to almost naught. You are just tromping through the snow, and you do see eyes just sort of catching the light, sort of like in animals, from within the cave. There seem to be four, like sets of four, sort of like clustered together in various places. And fairly quickly, you guys will notice that these creatures step out into the light, and they look feline in nature. You are currently facing three of them. These three different feline creatures have like four eyes right here, and then they have four arms. There are two tails, and you see that they look very much like Aslari, but then they possess like these stripes that look like cuts all along their bodies. And you see that when they open their mouths, they're once feline appearing mouths, when they roar in your faces, you see that they open up with these 4 petals that have teeth all the way along the inside down into the gullet. You are facing what are this world's version of Rakshasas.
Oh, crap.
And it is initiative.
Okay. Oh, boy. Rakshasa.
Yes. Oh, and they rolled pretty well. So,
Wow.
hey.
The Nerdarchy die for me rolled a natural 20.
What? Oh, gosh. I should have used my Nerdarchy dice. I didn't use my Nerdarchy dice for this one. That's why.
And I rolled a 16 on the die for my Earth Elemental. Because for whatever he gets his own initiative according to the spell.
He's his own person.
Dude, usually summon creatures go
I know, I'm just
on
messing
your
around.
turn.
I got a 14.
So 22
13.
for me, 15 for the Elemental.
Okay. So that means we are going to.
Hey, my
let me
people
just
turn into
get
some
my
pretty
pen.
cool, powerful creatures.
Yeah, I'm going to be practically useless.
Well, good thing we got those 5th levels.
And then what did you get, Doug? I didn't quite hear.
14.
14. Didn't Gortham get a 14 too?
13.
13. Okay. So that's where we're at. And then finally. All right, Strawn, you're up first. You see there are currently 4 of these Rakshasas facing against you.
So do I know anything about these creatures?
You give me a religion or maybe arcana just to see. I would doubt it, but we'll see if the dice love you tonight.
Arcana's only a 16.
16. Nope, you wouldn't know about these creatures. You do see they have these large hooked talons on their hands, and they actually have thumbs on both ends of their hands.
Oh, cool. I mean,
And-
creepy and weird, but cool.
And you see that none of them seem to be wielding weapons, but all of them are trailing this like glowing yellow smoke. And you see runes flickering within the smoke at key points, which would lead you to believe they probably have some form of casting ability.
All right. Well, the fact that there's 4 of them, I'm just gonna unload. So whoever's in the rear, I'm gonna, as they're like kind of coming towards us, he can make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Constitution. That is a 3 on the die plus 4 for 7.
Gonna be a fail. Should I bother? I'm using a 5th level spell. Should I bother rolling dice?
Okay. You can in fact bother to roll dice because while normally Rakshasas are immune to spells that are 6th level and lower, this creature actually is affected normally by magic and silver.
Oh, okay, great.
Well, I've changed.
Yeah.
everything.
It's going to be 47 points of necrotic damage.
47! Holy cow! Okay. What happens that was the case?
That fucker's been bladed.
Blighted. Oh, wow.
Blighted. They said bladed.
Blight.
Oh,
I cast blight at him.
it
Nice.
saps the moisture. So ironically, in fact, as a manifestation of your spell, you reach your hand out, and as you start siphoning the moisture out of their bodies, you see that these cuts on their bodies start leaking this black Icarus blood. And it just trails right to your hand. And essentially, much like a control water spell, if you want to do a bonus action, item interaction to put these in vials,
Sure.
I will let you make an Arcana check to see how many you can get.
Oh man, you sucked the blood right out of its body, dude. That's crazy.
You see that the creature itself seems to be withering, and the skin is now hugging the bone more.
22.
22. Okay, you can get that many vials of blood.
Shit.
And Desatricos, you know you need 1 vial of blood per person. 2 if they don't have magic already.
Okay.
So you can now cover your 11 mages and 11 more.
Well, 11
Or-
mages and 5 nons.
Or 5 non.
Yeah, let's go.
So it is the Rakshasa's turn. And the one that
That's
you
cool.
just
We got what we
lighted
need.
is not happy. So it's going to take its action, and you see it drops on all 6 as its 4 front legs drop to the ground. And you see these 2 rips just tear open in its back.
Ooh, hey.
And this black ichor blood explodes from it, almost like it's injuring itself. And then the blood hardens into these glass-like obsidian blades that form into 6 wings, and it can now fly.
What?
And it flies toward you. And that is all it can do right now. It can reach you, and it's going to try to grab you next time. You can tell that's what's going to happen.
Sure.
Another one reaches toward Desatricos.
Okay.
And you hear this voice resonating through your head, and it's speaking to you, or at least, no, it's not speaking to you. There's an illusion of it speaking to you within your head, and you get this sensation like it's a brother, a sister, a friend, and it wants you to join it. Make a wisdom saving throw.
14.
14. Okay. So you fail the saving throw, and
Okay.
You are now charmed.
Okay.
And you hear this voice continuing to talk to you and to tell you, I need you. Please help me. Help me. They're trying to hurt me. And when you turn, you see a twisted, gnarled version of Strawn. This is not your friend Strawn. This is some sort of enemy druid who has come to attack your kin.
Okay.
Beside him is a hulking ogre-like creature, a minotaur perhaps, glowing with these wicked runes all over its body, these horns rising up, casting a terrible shadow.
I don't like ogres.
And another Rakshasa is going to target Gortham. Gortham, you see that this creature reaches out once again, and you feel this presence in your mind, and it's whispering to you. You don't understand what's being said. You recognize it as the Aslari language or some sort of facsimile of it. And as it's whispering to you, make a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
Oh,
I've got
no.
advantage on this saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, it's not great. That's a 16.
16.
Dirty 16.
Dirty 16. Okay. You begin to feel this encroaching fear as the whispers continue, and they get darker and they get more menacing and threatening. You take 14, 22, plus 2, 24 psychic damage.
Okay.
And this is a spell.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat it.
Okay. So you regain a use of your rage if you had expended one, and you take half damage. So the 24 becomes a 12.
All right.
The other two also drop on all 4s, or all 6, and you see these wings sprout from them as well. Or no, other one, excuse me, because the 2 attacked, so yeah, 1 more.
Okay.
So there's 2 flying, 2 that are not flying. Desatricos, you see these horrible images before you.
Okay.
You see your family in front of you, 4 of them, just your immediate family. Who do you see?
Oh boy, I never really thought about that before. I don't know. I'm sorry. Maybe you caught me off guard there.
Okay. You see your mother, your father, a sister, and a brother. We'll say
Sure.
that.
Perfect.
And they are facing off against this terrifying spellcaster and the ogre-like creature.
Ogres particularly I don't like. I'm going to look at the ogre and do a daunting roar at it to just get away.
Okay.
And that's a wisdom saving throw, or it's frightened of me until the end of its next turn.
Okay, so Gortham, make a wisdom saving throw versus the daunting roar.
All right. I do not get advantage on this.
No, you do not. And you guys do see Dusatricos' eyes are now enveloped in that same inky black, and it looks like he has these tears that look like ink running down his face.
I'm going to use my inspiration,
Okay.
and that'll bring me. That'll give me a dirty 19.
Does that succeed?
Yeah, the DC was 15.
Okay.
Okay, that was my bonus action. And then, so I'm still like aware of my senses enough to know like Strand just still looks like Strand. I just don't recognize him. Right? I know he's a spellcaster.
Right. You know he's a
Okay.
spellcaster. You know everything you know about him, but he is your enemy.
Okay.
He wants to hurt your
Then-
family.
Yeah, I don't want him to waggle his finger, so I'm going to invoke Ordo's Binding Beard.
Okay.
And I can choose a creature I can see within range. I'll choose Strand, and I have to make a melee spell attack roll. Oops. Which is... Wow. That's pretty high. Let's see. 25.
25.
A 5 to hit, yeah.
Yeah. And
You couldn't have rolled a little bit lower.
Hey man, I was
Maybe like
shooting
a
the-
24 would have been nice. 23.
Well, no, like a 22 or lower, I can deal with.
I didn't want to use my higher level spells, but I still wanted to do something thematic. Okay, let's see. It doesn't do any damage. You are restrained for up to a minute while I concentrate. At the end of each of your turns, you can make a strength check to try and break free.
Oh yeah, that's gonna go real well for me.
Yeah, I could have done enervation.
That's true.
That was the weakest, but not just cantrip thing I had. So.
Sure.
Gortham, you're up.
All right. I might have a reaction
Elemental?
to use. Oh no,
Huh?
I
Oh,
used my
yeah, the
reaction.
elemental.
Elemental has a 15.
Oh, you're right. You have an elemental, don't you?
I do.
Does that go on your turn or does it go separately?
It goes initiative 15.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, elemental real quick. Sorry about that, Dave.
Sure, no worries. So
No
the
problem.
one that charged into me would have been right in combat with this thing because I was kind of standing behind it.
Okay.
So that's going to be an 18 and a 15 to hit.
Those both will hit.
Let's see, 10, 20. It is going to be 29 points of bludgeoning damage.
29 points of bludgeoning damage.
And that was the one that I had already hit, correct?
Yes, it is.
Is he still
It
standing?
is bloodied and still standing, but only barely.
Dear God.
So yeah, is that all your elemental's going to do?
That's it. I mean, it
All right,
good at punch.
Gortham.
Good at punch, but
So I'm gonna rage. How far away are the ones that cast spells?
So they are about 20 feet away from you at present.
Okay, easy. So I will use one of my attacks
Uh-huh.
and attack Tricus to try and break
Okay.
his concentration.
Okay.
So that is a 19 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
All right. You're gonna have disadvantage on this check.
Okay.
Um,
I'm a concentration.
Yeah, and the damage will be 15 points of damage.
Okay, let me do that real quick here. 15. And then a concentration. Is that just a cons check?
It's con
It's
save.
not a save, it's con check, right?
No, it's a save.
It's a save? Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
But
why
I just-
sorcerers get.
But I have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Let's see. That is 18. So,
That's gonna do it. You only needed a 10, so. Oh well, I tried to get you out strong. So yeah, I'm charging into the center of the spellcasters, probably going by Desatricus, so you can take an attack of opportunity if you like.
Yeah, sure. I guess they probably would
Is
just-
one of the spellcasters one of the ones that were blighted?
Yes, it is.
All right, well, a 26 to hit that guy.
That absolutely hits.
So does I'm sorry for things out of order. Does Desatricus get another save at the end of his turn?
Let me look real quick.
What do you mean?
To end the charm condition?
They did that.
is it-
Oh, yeah, they did do that before.
Let's see.
Yeah, you just took your turn a moment.
Yeah, right after I admit. Yeah, right.
It has too much text. Let me go on D&D Beyond. Hey, I love D&D Beyond for this reason. Because I can read the last bit of it. It doesn't quite fit in the window.
Dave, if a 16 hits you, that'd be 5 points of.
Anytime it
Slashing.
takes damage, it makes a new Wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
It does
So
not.
you do get a saving throw because he hits you.
that's a 10.
Nope,
And just for.
because you are dominated.
Yeah. Oh, it's dominated? Oh,
Yep.
wow.
So I did 12 points of damage to the guy.
Ooh.
Magic silver damage, if it matters, to the
It
guy
does matter.
that is blighted.
Describe its grisly demise.
Well, it's already kind of like been sucked dry of all the moisture and looks kind of desiccated. So I
Mhm.
feel like when I hit it, it just flies apart like you ever seen like a really big chunk of ash when it kind of blows apart? Well, that's what kind of happens.
Oh my. It is utterly destroyed. You see the ash just flying everywhere. It is a mess.
And I will step forward to stand as close to as many of these things as I can.
Okay, you can be in the middle of two of them.
All right. You have advantage to hit me because I am recklessly attacking.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? Doug, you would have advantage to hit me as well.
Oh.
I'm sure I did. But. 19?
A 19, that's the number.
Oh.
Ooh.
5
neat,
slash.
neat.
5 slashing. All right, so I take 2.
I don't think I've ever been charmed before when I was a player.
No?
Right, no, yeah, I have one time. That I remember.
Okay. Strawn, you're up. You're facing 3 of these things. 2 of them have wings made of obsidian and can fly now.
Okay. So the the restraint that I am, Doug threw it in here. Doesn't say anything about me not being able to cast spells.
Nope.
Okay.
You can cast spells.
Just
That's why I put it there. I was like, what does it do? I don't even remember.
It's easy to hit and harder to hit things.
Yeah, and your speed 0.
All right. So you know what? I look over to Desatricus and I'm just like, snap out of it. Then I get my focus back on. Did I see which one cast on him?
I'll say yes.
All right. I'm gonna do it again, and I'll blast a blade at that one.
Okay. So
Oh,
another you said
concentration.
con save?
Yes.
Are you
I need
blighting
to
the
start
end?
rolling my nerdarchy dice. Go ahead, roll your damage.
You blight him too?
I'm sure that a 6 doesn't work.
No, you're off by quite a lot. The damage is not going to be as good this time. That is going to be 34.
34 damage. So go ahead and make your Arcana check to try to get more vials.
Oh, yeah.
That's a 17 concentration check, though.
It is. Oh my
Arcana
gosh.
is only going to be a 12.
12. You can get 12.
What the?
I got a
number
17
horde
exactly
blood
on the
collecting
die.
MFer.
So it does manage to succeed on its concentration.
Help me!
I tried. I smacked you on my axe and everything.
Yeah, I know.
Tried
I'm just
everything I knew.
Domination is nasty business. It is nasty business when it comes to D&D. You do not want to be dominated.
Yeah.
Unless you do.
Yeah.
We don't kink shame here.
What's the safe word?
So, Strawn, do you have anything else you want to do on your turn?
So, as a my regular action is gonna, or my communicate with my free action elemental is gonna be telling him to target that one.
Okay.
I don't really have a bonus action thing that I'm gonna do here, so I'm good. I got a speed of 0, so
Okay. So, you see one of these Rakshasas takes its large hand and it rakes its claws along its body, making new stripes. And it takes 16 slashing damage. This is one that was uninjured. And all of you need to make a Constitution saving throw. As you start feeling this
Oh my god.
poisonous illness burbling within you. It's almost like you're getting heart palpitations, your lungs are constricting, everything inside you hurts, aches, and feels sick.
Oh my gosh.
That's a 25.
I rolled a
25
natural
succeeds.
1 for a total of 8.
Okay,
13. Sorry.
13. So both of you fail and take 10 plus 9. So 19 necrotic damage.
Oh, jeez, oh man.
Well,
I get to make a concentration check.
does that apply for Rocky?
Rocky does not, because he doesn't have blood.
You also.
Okay.
I was just going to say, not only will you get a concentration, but you'll get another chance at the saving throw.
He does actually, in fact.
Oh,
so you
'cause
get
I
another
just-
concentration save because it can't choose who it's targeting with this.
Okay,
It's targeting all enemies.
You mean because I take damage that you get an extra?
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah,
make
you get a save because you took
right.
damage.
Let's see. So the concentration check for my spell was a dirty 20, so I made
So
that.
fine.
And then the other one's a wisdom save.
Yep.
Wisdom save.
Why couldn't I have rolled high? 16?
That does not make it. You need a 17.
All right.
You need a 17 to beat this thing.
Maybe I should join these guys. They're doing pretty good.
Well, I mean, I think you kind of have.
yeah,
So
good
the
point.
second one is also going to do the same thing, dealing 19 points of damage to itself. And everybody needs another con save.
I thought that was a good number. It's not. It's even lower. So 12.
12.
19.
19
It's a
makes
25 again.
it. 25 makes it again. So if you made it, you take no damage, but
Damn.
otherwise you take 4 necrotic damage as you feel this sickness just intensifies strong.
I'll take the 4. That's not as bad as the 19 one.
Yeah. I rolled very low.
Apparently, that's a big swing.
Yeah, it's 2d10.
Wow.
Yeah, 2d10 in an area. And the one that was flying at you is going to try to pick you up. Grapple check.
Mm.
Me?
On who?
Oh, Dacitricos, you're right.
Okay.
It's trying to pick you up.
Sure. What would you say? Was it athletics? Is that what grapple is?
Mhm. So I definitely was right. I need to be rolling my Nerdarchy dice.
22.
Is that a natural 20?
It is.
I also got a natural 20, so we're going to re-roll.
All right.
I got my Nerdarchy and, hey,
Yeah.
on those dice.
Not that time.
Good.
7.
Aircraft aluminum dice.
Mm.
It got a 4,
uh.
which on the die. So
Oh.
you are going to succeed. It does not carry you into the cavern to make you one of it.
I'm happy to hear that. Well, I am. Dacitricos probably was like, take me.
Yeah. So you see your mother reaching out to grab you. And then at the last second, she's not your mother. She's one of these monsters. And it just startles you enough that you jerk and she doesn't grab you.
All right.
And it's your turn.
Hey, real quick, Ted, did you take your strength check at the end of your turn to break free? It's not like an action.
Oh, it's not an action.
No,
Oh.
I was just looking at it. It just
15.
it does it.
Okay.
Hey, you're free.
Okay. So seeing that
free
he's
to do what I want.
broken free, the mane that was restraining him recoils and then just like tries to whip out at Strand again. Just gonna do
Okay.
a beard whip. It's just a beard whip. Strand's Gortham's been hit by it a couple times.
Hey, is that that thing that they do? Is that a spell?
It is.
The dirty 20, Ted.
Can I use my reaction to attack one of them then?
Absolutely.
Because I am a mage slayer.
You can absolutely do that.
All right.
All right. So while Dave is rolling that,
Mm-hmm.
Doug, you
That
said you
is
got
a 23.
23.
20 to hit me.
Yeah.
I will use my stone bastion,
Oh, cool.
and now I get to ask the question. So when my skin turns to stone, does it turn stone or does it turn jade?
It turns jade.
Yes.
Yeah, so my corrupted mane that lashes out just like ding ding ding, like bounces off. and
Oh, you
recoils.
used your stone defense feature, didn't you?
I did.
Okay, so when your stone defense would normally recede, instead it breaks off and begins floating around you. You have a +1 armor class.
Okay.
That's
Mhm.
awesome.
That's part of your boon.
Let's see. That was my action. I'm gonna. That was my action. I am going to. I'm gonna quicken spell and try to beard whip him again.
Beard whip him again.
Wait,
Awesome.
yeah, because I don't know. So that
Yes.
is. Nah, it's only 13.
Oh.
Not
no.
gonna do it.
Yep.
So whichever
Not
one did
that.
this spell, I did 22 points of damage to.
Woo!
Okay. Wow. All right. It is
Unchain the
hurt.
beast.
Strawn. So if you've ever played World of Warcraft, you know the Shaman Earth Shield thing. It's that, but jade chunks.
Sure.
That's
So
cool.
now it's your Earth Elemental, by the way.
All right. So he's going over to, I already said the one who's
Oh, wait.
trying to control Dacitricos.
It was the end of my turn, so don't I get a save just because it's the end of the turn?
You
Yeah.
take you get a
Only
save when you
take
take damage.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, it's dominate. Yeah, my bad.
All
So
right,
you want to get hit more.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the 13 misses, but an 18 is going to hit.
18 is gonna hit.
13 points of bludgeoning damage.
13. Which one were you attacking again? I'm sorry.
The one who is dominating Dacitricos.
Okay. So
That's
it needs to make a
mom.
concentration check. That is a 9.
That doesn't do it.
No, so Dacitricos.
Mm.
You guys see as he blinks, and his eyes, while not black, he still has that inky residue on his face.
You also
And,
see his face curl
uh,
up in the most mean snarl you've ever seen on his face.
Yeah,
he's immediately fuzzed up.
You see the truth now.
Yes.
And you're aware of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Gortham, you're up.
All right, I am in a target-rich environment. So I'm gonna chop away whoever looks the most damage out of the two that I'm next to. It's a
Okay.
25 to hit.
That will hit. Roll that damage.
Oh, it's only going to be 13 points.
Oh, only 13 points. It is
And we're
bloody.
gonna try it again. 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
And that's a 13, another 13 points of damage.
Another 13 points of damage. It is bloody. It is hurting. There's black ichor just dripping on this pool at its feet. Strawn, you're up. You're free. Desitrikos is free. You have a bunch of vials of blood.
Well, I mean, it's been so successful. I might as well keep at it. The one who, Rocky is punching. How bad does he look?
Pretty bad.
All right, let's see if I can finish him off. And I will reach out yet again, and I will blight.
Okay. Hey, there we go. 14.
No,
Oh!
my DC is 17. I'm wide.
Really? 17?
No!
I have a 20
Okay,
wisdom.
well,
Oh, mine is too. Shit.
but poor monsters.
Poor monsters.
I'm a charismatic kitty.
Oh, this is nice. Oh god. Oh my god. That's 4 8s out of the 8 dice.
Oh.
That already by itself kills them. Describe how you destroy this thing.
So the the remnants of the jade that are settling, they actually form into a fist, almost like Bigby's hand, and just I don't know why the spell functions so differently this time than normal, but it just squeezes it like a fruit.
And you can roll 2 d20s this time for your Arcana check and pick the higher
Sure.
for your vials that you're getting.
It's gonna be 17.
17.
Jeez,
You get
man,
17 more vials.
We're gonna make it rain green flame up in here.
It is
Well,
Rakshasa.
That's the hopes, right? Isn't it?
All right. Ooh, okay. Here we go. Let's go. I got a thing. That is a 27 to hit Gortham.
Oh, 27 absolutely hits.
And that is a crit.
No,
So
I'm
I
like,
get
what?
to roll. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say 27. No, that doesn't hit.
Yeah, I mean, I was like,
So close.
I mean,
So
Dave has
that is
uttered
gonna
that
be,
phrase before.
21 slashing damage against Gortham.
All right, so I'll take 10.
All right. And then does an 18 hit your armor class?
Does not. I have a 19.
Does not. So the other arm slashes out and misses as the claws rake against your body for the first time. Also, I need you to make a con save, please.
Con save, eh?
Yeah.
Is this magic?
It is magic. It is a spell. So you technically have advantage.
Yeah, but I don't think a 14 is going to do it.
14 does not do it.
And I do not have a reaction. Oh, wait a minute. Let's
Okay.
see. Wait a minute. My turn. So I went on my turn, so I do have a reaction.
Oh.
I will spell eat.
Okay, you spell eat. And you are poisoned.
All right.
As you feel this sickness just sort of creeping in once again. You guys see Gortham has veins starting to pulse and bulge in areas where you see fur starting to fall off in patches.
Oh, man. Not the fur.
And,
it's got the
and
mange.
his veins are blackening in those areas. and his skin underneath looks like this sickly tinge that almost resembles an ogre.
Oh no.
That's not
Oh,
good.
because he's poisoned, right? It's
And
poison.
it is the other one is gonna go for Dacitricos.
Sure.
Now that you're not controlled, that is a 21 to hit.
That is.
All right. That is gonna be. It rakes you with its claws
Okay.
for 7
All right. Is that a con save also?
flashing. Huh?
Is that a con save also?
Yes.
That is going to be 24.
That makes it. It
Okay.
rolls again against you and misses.
All
Because I
right.
know a 13 doesn't hit you.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it does?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my AC.
That is 10 more damage.
Okay.
Slashing damage. Con save.
Yeah. Getting dangerous. Oh no, 9.
9. You are poisoned as well.
Okay.
And you see a similar thing, Strawn, with Dacitricos as his fur, his luscious fur, starts wilting and getting split ends and falling out. And
Oh,
underneath
Oh,
his skin
split
is
ends.
gnarling, and you see these blackening veins. And you also see that from the injury, it almost looks like his skin starts ripping open just a little bit with these stripes of black. And it is Dacitricos, your turn. You're up.
He sort of like pitches down to his knee with all that happening and is sort of just like panting for a second. And then his fur, his mane turns even blacker. And
Uh-huh.
I am going to use it to cast Enervation on the one that was my mom that I believe is flying around, and it just all like whips out and tries to wrap her. I'm going to use Heightened Spell to give her disadvantage on her Dexterity saving throw.
Okay, the first one was not great. That's probably a disadvantage. Well, I rolled a 2 and a 5 on the die.
All
So
right.
there's no way that makes it.
So they're going to take 48 necrotic damage,
Oh, wow.
which is 19.
19 damage.
And then until it ends, spell ends, I automatically deal 48 necrotic damage to the target at as an action on my turn.
Okay, and it is bloodied. So you see this black ichor.
Oh, and I
dripping
regain
on
hit points
everything.
equal to half the amount of necrotic damage it took.
Oh, nice.
A good one.
Personally, my mother. And that's my turn.
All right. Gortham, it's your turn.
All right. Do I have one near me or two still?
You have 2 both still near you.
I thought one was in the air and one was on the ground.
It is in the air in my little mappy bit. It's right next to him, though. It's like
Okay, sure.
kind of up here. So you can get it.
So that's a 26 to
It's a
hit.
very confined space.
Mhm.
26 will absolutely hit.
Innervation's dope, man.
It is.
It's only going to be 11 points of damage.
11. Okay.
And we get another try.
It's bloodied.
All right. That's a 23 to hit.
23 will absolutely hit. For
Damn, 12 points
the same
of
one?
damage. Yeah.
Okay. So 12.
I'm just going to headbutt it just because. As a
Okay.
bonus action.
Oh
Sure,
yeah,
go
that's
for
right.
it.
That's it.
It's a DC 15 strength saving throw.
12.
So it is knocked 10 feet away and prone, and I'll just step up to him, so I'm still next to him.
So you knock it out of the air.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Also, though, it doesn't matter that it's knocked out of the air because you get to describe its grisly demise.
You finish it off with a headbutt. That's awesome.
That is
Yeah, I
awesome.
jump up to headbutt it, and it's like directly above me, so it falls, but it gets knocked out of the air, but it just falls on my horns.
Okay.
And then I
it is
just
now
chuck it to the
gored.
side.
Just boom, boom. There is one left. And did the Earth Elemental get to go yet? Did I forget it?
He went, and I wasn't gonna say anything because I rolled horrible for both his attacks.
Oh,
So
okay.
he goes over, kind of inspired by the big crushing hands, and he basically tries to do a clap and squish, and the thing just steps back, and I miss with both attacks. It was like
Okay.
a pair of 13s is not going to do much. So.
No, it is not. Strawn, you're up though. It's your turn. There's one left.
All right. So did the when Gortham stepped up, is he still in melee with the other one?
Gortham is in melee with the other one.
Okay. All right. Well, I wound up, changing up some spells when I hit 9th level, and a lot of my stuff is either concentration or area. So as much as of this fight has been a one-trick pony, I'm just going to cast Blade again.
Shit, man.
Okay.
It's
Sure
perfect
thing.
for what we're doing.
If it works.
Ha!
Yeah, man.
That's a 19 on the die.
All right. So he
It's
Finally.
swimming in blood.
It still takes half damage, doesn't
yeah.
it? Ah!
Man, thank God for that innervation. I was a kitty hair away.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
So it's 42 save for 21.
Okay. It's hurting severely. Do you have anything else you're doing, Strawn?
At this point in time, it's just making sure that the dude can't get to me, and positioning Rocky in between us. He certainly does not want any of that business.
Okay. I'm going to roll my Nerdarchy die for the last attack by the Rakshasa. It's going to claw at Strawn. That is let me see its bonus. This might not hit. Does a 19 hit your armor class?
It would. Am I getting any cover from Rocky?
Well, you have that shield. Is that part of it?
My armor class normally is an 18 now, 19 with the +1.
Wow. Does
if I
Rocky
don't-
move on your turn or his turn?
His turn. If not, I have a reaction back because I just went, so I will totally do Stone Bastion again. and
Okay.
make
So
that
you do
nice.
Stone Bastion. And you got it. And also that +1 armor class is cumulative.
Oh, okay.
So
Sure.
congratulations, you're harder to hit now. That is a 25 to hit you though.
Oh, 25 hits. There's nothing I can do about that now.
Okay, and that is 8 slashing damage for the second attack. And you guys would notice this thing's just fighting to the death. It has no sense of self-preservation.
Yeah, I don't think any of the Umber Horde does, do they?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Nope.
I passed
Well,
my
him and Gortham have something in common.
I passed my concentration check. So
Respect that.
Okay.
That's the way a fight should be.
he stays anyway. He just doesn't get angry at me for.
Your constitution check. What'd you get?
Yeah, I got a 10, which is what I needed.
Oh, no, that's your concentration. I'm talking about a constitution saving throw.
Yeah, they do.
Poison.
Sure.
Oh yeah, I'm poisoned.
Yep.
That's going to be a 6.
6 does not make it. So you guys see Strawn also now has these like blackening veins. And you see that pieces of his jade are actually crumbling off and they're turning to regular gray stone as they crumble off. And you see his skin is graying, almost like he's dead.
Oh my God.
And that's its turn. Desatricos, you're up.
Is the Earth Elemental after me? Is that how it goes?
Yeah, it's after you.
All right, then I am going to There's only one of these things left. I'm going to queue it up by trying to use my binding mane or Ordo's binding beard. So let's say it's going to be complicated. I have disadvantage because I'm poisoned, right?
Has disadvantage on ability checks. And,
Yeah, it's an attack.
Everything.
Sorry, attack rolls and ability checks is what
Okay.
it is.
So that's going to be a 16 to hit.
16 will not hit.
Then I'm going to use, what's it called? It's one of my meta magics. Seeking spell. So I can spend 2 sorcery points and reroll the d20.
Okay.
And that is a, dang, 12. So that misses too. Okay, that is my action. I
This
don't
last
really
one's
have
hanging
any-
on for dear life
Yeah,
or
I don't really
unlife
have
or
anything
whatever it
else.
has.
I don't think I have any. Yeah, I don't have anything else I can do. That's it.
Okay. So that means Earth Elemental. Rocky, go.
It's going to be an 18 and a 23 to hit.
That will hit. Roll that damage.
Oof. It's my d8s are rolling quite well tonight. It's 2 6s, a 5, and an 8. So that's 20, 30, 35 points of bludgeoning damage.
Describe its grisly demise.
So it looks around and sees the fact that all of us are in our pallid state, and it knows that that's not normal, even if it doesn't fully understand. And it's just basically the 1-2 punch coming from above, and it just like breaks the one shoulder joint, and then just comes in from the other side, crushing head and everything into like a pulpy mess, dropping into the ground.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and when you do, the ground starts desiccating in the area. It's disgusting. You see the stone starts warping. It gets a little more spiky. And at this point, because you guys are poisoned, I need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right. No, it actually affects the area where it's 19.
19. So you succeed.
Come on, Nerdarchy die. You got this.
So
21.
does my feet help with this?
Your feat does help with this.
All right. Which means it's just going to be a regular roll. So that's a 14, unfortunately.
14. So Gortham fails. What did Strawn get?
Got a 21.
21. So Strawn and Dust Tricos. You guys both sort of like, you feel this sickness, and each of you is going to begin vomiting for about 12 seconds.
Oof.
And there's like, it's all black and inky, and there's like these bits in it. It's terrible.
Can't hold
But
my
you
mane
are
up.
now healed of your poison. And just as you finish puking your guts out, you hear this loud thud behind you as Gortham is now lying unconscious on the ground. And you see that his maw has begun to split open on the sides and up here.
Can I go over and heal him, medicine check him, do anything?
Give me mouth to mouth.
I was gonna
You
green flame
don't
you.
want to give him mouth to mouth with this.
I
Green
wouldn't want
flame
to give
him.
him mouth under normal sickness.
Green flame. He's turned. Kill him.
Gortham, as you find yourself just in a daze, a stupor, all of a sudden you feel very lightheaded. You feel dissociated from your body, and you fall. And you find yourself awakened, and you're in this space that's utterly black. There's this yellow mist sort of creeping in near your wrists and ankles because you are currently sitting on the ground, propping yourself up with your hands. There is a semblance of ground, but you also seem to be in some sort of water.
Yeah. Oh, how did I get here? And I like splash the water with my hand.
You see as the yellow mist starts to roll in and illuminate things, you see shadows of ogres all standing around watching you in a circle. You feel them calling to you. You hear the cries of their spirits, seeking vengeance, seeking release, seeking a stop to the pain. And you start to find yourself sinking in what was once solid and is now muck beneath you. Make a strength saving throw.
All right. Ow! Let's see. Can I rage in reaction to what's going on?
You can absolutely rage in reaction to what's going on. Outside, Strawn, you immediately go to examine him. Make a medicine check.
So, let's see.
It's going to be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Whatever it is, these Rakshasas are something special among the Umber Horde.
That was a dirty 20.
Make new horde with corruption very quickly, much quicker than the others. And you see that Gortham's heart has stopped beating. And so, for about 10 seconds, you're sure he's dead. And then his tattoos ignite as though he's raging, but mingling with the green fire, just erupting from them, is also this sort of like black Icarus ink that's actually leaking out almost like blood from the tattoos. Gortham, you manage to pull yourself up so that you are now able to stand, but you're still sinking in this quagmire around you. You feel the memories of your father, your mother, your friends, your family rushing into you, and you feel like they're detaching, drifting away. You start losing sight of who they are, of what you've done with them. You're losing your memories as you continue to sink into the quagmire. You're now about knee deep. What were you going to ask, Dave?
Can I try something? I feel inspired, and with as much intermingling of magic as Strawn has done, with the power of the Jade Phoenix, I want to try and combine my produce flame with a cure wounds.
Okay. Make an Arcana or Nature roll for that.
That's absolutely going to be Arcana for me.
Gortham, meanwhile, you can make a Charisma, Wisdom, or Intelligence saving throw, your choice. You have advantage because this is versus an Umber Horde effect.
All right.
That's going to be 21, Steven.
21.
That's
you have advantage. You have advantage as you feel this image of Strawn rising to the forefront. And for a split second, you could swear he was standing in front of you.
Yeah, that was a 9 with the good roll.
With the good roll. Oh. So you surge this into him, and you feel this fire enveloping your hand as you pump this cure wounds into him, almost like CPR, just pressing against his chest. You feel the ribs break underneath with the force of your press, just trying to get him revived. And when you do, you feel the heart start back up.
It's
he's not gone yet.
It's 20 points of healing.
20 points of healing. So Gortham, make a Constitution saving throw at advantage, add 20.
That's a 27. Did you say add 20?
Add 20.
Well, that would be a 47.
47. Okay, so
didn't quite succeed yet.
Hey, who knows, man?
He needs
Never
a
know.
30. He needs a 30. You wake up and you see that as you're doing this, Strawn, you're pouring everything you have into it. You feel his heart starts back up briefly. And as you press and just surge this magic into him, and his heart starts, the wounds on his muzzle close, but there's still blood there. And there's black blood leaking from it too. And he suddenly gasps and, and you are revived.
Dang.
And
Do I
that's
also
what we're gonna-
vomit out the black stuff?
you absolutely start vomiting the black stuff out.
Projectile vomiting at whatever's over top of me.
So, Strawn, you get the black stuff all over you.
My fur immediately cocoons around me.
And
This is
Gortham,
not my first online game where it has become a show of how mucky can a character wind up getting.
I've been in those situations.
Gortham, you don't even have to roll or anything like that. You are aware that you are very close to turning. And this is probably what people go through when they turn. And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Oh, man.
You got your blood that you need for the ritual
So
to revive your order.
Do we get, now that all of us are no longer in fear of dying, is there any more stuff that can be collected either from us or from the others? I mean, I've got 49 vials listed, but that might not be enough if we've got a lot of people.
We will say that you can only collect those 49 vials for the time being.
Sure. So could you put that in your notes so I don't?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I got it.
Make it even 50. You can get 50 vials.
All right. Better enough for you, Ted.
No, but I'll take what I
That extra vial came from vomit.
Yep.
Yeah. Strawn's like, wait.
A vial, a vial.
Yeah.
Go in here. If you're gonna spew into this.
So yeah, that's where we're gonna cut it off
All right.
tonight. We have one more session. We will see if you can revive your order. And also, you guys have not heard from Senta yet, but you know that she went out looking for a place to set up the new mother tree for the dwarves. So that's a thing as well.
Okay.
All about that birthing.
Yep. And
In and out of game.
That's where we're at.
Well, thanks for running for us, Steven. I really thought you were trying to kill us this time. Thanks for playing, guys. And thanks everyone for watching. It's been a blast. Come back next week for our final episode. And then sometime in January, we're going to pick up and start playing a new game, which I'm very excited about. We're going to have a little bit of a cast switch up. So things will be a little bit different for a time, but fun, I'm sure. The rest of the week, Friday and Thursday, we have some more live chats during the day if you're around. So come on and hang out with us. And until next time, stay nerdy.
Nerdy.